What is good, YouTube? Welcome back. Appreciate all you for tapping in. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that sub button. So in today's video, I thought we'd do a little recap of 2K26. Basically everything that's wrong with the game that should be addressed. Personally, as someone who makes content, this game has gotten pretty stale the past few months. In case you couldn't tell, I'm spending a lot more time making content than actually playing. So with the last season of the year already underway, we gotta be getting close to the 2K27 news cycle. I figured it's the right time to start talking about everything that's wrong with this game. Those of you that don't know me, I'm an ISO dribbler, so I'm gonna be talking more about offense than defense. That does not mean that the defense does not need to be addressed. I play twos, I have to play defense too. It's bad, but I'm gonna be talking a little bit more about offense, and then I'll make a 2K27 wishlist video. If you guys enjoy this video, make sure you guys all hit that sub button to stay up to date on all the latest 2K26, 2K27 news. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright, so first and foremost, and it's no secret, 2K desperately needs to update their anti-cheat software. Let's be honest, things are not getting out of hand. Things are out of hand. I mean, the lag switching was just pitiful, and they knew that, considering they allegedly paid over $3 million for the secret software. Bruh. Regardless, even since then, there is way too much cheating going on, whether it's Zens, boosting, I don't know if Titans are still a thing, but there's just way too much cheating going on, and this could all be prevented with a strong anti-cheat software. There are plenty of other games that have implemented it, from Valorant, Apex, Overwatch, whatever. Their anti-cheat softwares are so much better. I mean, you guys saw First Take the other day, Stephen A. and Max were even talking about it.
They appear to be a franchise devoid of principles, devoid of decency to some degree. They don't mind having abusers on their roster. They don't mind cheating.
You are using technology that's indefensible. How can you defend against technology?
And now we think about them cheating.
All right, that is the last I'm going to be talking about Zens and secret and cheating. I want to talk about the actual game. That's the community's fault, if we're going to be honest. All right, number 2, the game mechanics / movement engine. ProPlay versus mocap. Like I'm sure all you guys know, 2K26 uses ProPlay. It was introduced in 2K24, and they've basically been phasing it in to take over the game. So if you don't know what ProPlay is, 2K uses AI to scan and replicate exact moves from NBA players. The old system they used was mocap. Basically what 2K did was they'd put real NBA players in those black suits, which are now in the game as apparel, W2K, and scan players' body movements. Using those scans, they're able to create animations, sigs, movements that reflect how NBA players move. You can see that exact contact dunk in the game, the exact animation. Oh, by the way, they still use mocap for everything in 2K26 besides the gameplay. In theory, ProPlay is a great idea, but there's some obvious flaws that can't be addressed. It doesn't take into account that NBA players are adjusting to the defense to get themselves open. Most NBA players aren't just doing a default move, or an animation if you will. And I say most because there are NBA players that had moves that were just unguardable, whether it was Dirk's fade, Kareem's skyhook, those were kind of default animations. But nowadays, most moves are a result of reading the defenders to find space and get to their spots. There is no logic in the game to replicate that, making ProPlay kinda useless. I got an easy example for you, and I've sold hundreds, I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of clips this year off it. The turnovers off ankle breakers. There's no ball logic. I break the player, I can't control if the ball's in front of my body or behind my body. I can't move the placement of the ball to avoid the defender. Also, because there's no ball logic, you have defenders that just sit there spamming and praying for a fluke steal. It's because 2K rewards it.
Bruh.
I know defense is bad this year, and we'll go over that in a bit, but I should not be getting ripped while standing still in the triple threat, ever. And there's no way to counter it. I know you're gonna say do a quick protect, hold LT. Bruh. It doesn't work. And I don't think that should be the solution. We're NBA players. I'm a 99 overall. All this said, the biggest issue is not ProPlay. The problem is that they removed all the mocap animations. This game gets stale after 2 to 3 months because there's like maybe 3 usable sigs per category, and I think that's being generous. Don't believe me? Let's take a look at some sigs. I'm gonna use an example that I've never heard anyone talking about. It's a sig that I think a lot of the animation looks awesome, but it's unusable. D'Angelo Russell breakdown. It would be so cool, but there's that hitch in the beginning right there, and you can't avoid it. Doesn't matter which hand the ball's in, there's no way to avoid it. So nobody's ever gonna use this sig. I've never seen anybody use it, and nobody will. I got another breakdown combo for you. Michael Jordan. That tween, really cool. Even though it's kind of slow, it would still look good in combos, but he doesn't get right into those tweens. He pauses before he starts. There's a reason you don't see anybody using it. Here's another example. Pro escape moves. I'm doing the same side combo escape. You cannot end the animation. You can't run, you can't do a hop jumper, you can't do a go-to shot. There is no way to break out of it. And it sucks because it's a decent package. Let's take a look at what the old 2Ks look like. I've re-downloaded 2K16 and 2K19 to show you guys what the SIGs and animations look like. Shout out Glock19. He's been talking about this for honestly years now. So let's start with 2K19. Look at all these basic, normal, pro, and elite SIGs. There's so many. And honestly, they all look so much smoother than what we have this year. I mean, just compare it. Look. And those park size ups? Come on. Like, why are we removing stuff? There's literally thousands of better animations than what we have now. Bottom line, if 2K wants to market the franchise around ProPlay, that's totally fine. But there's no reason that all the other animations should be removed. We should be adding options, not subtracting options. Not to mention, every year 2K says, we added X number of new animations to the game. Guess what? Taking pro combo moves in 2K25 and moving it to Kobe Escape in 2K26, it's not a new animation. All right, let's move on to the dribbling and movement. There needs to be custom dribble packages. Right now, we're restricted to 3, sometimes more animations per SIG, which makes 0 sense. Like we just said, they've already removed 90% of the SIGs, and now we're being limited on what each SIG can do. Let me show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So I just put on Scottie Pippen behind the back. His standing behind the back, 0 out of 10. His explosive behind the back, probably a 1 out of 10. But his moving behind the back, that is a 10 out of 10. But I haven't been able to use Scottie Pippen behind the back since season 1 because 66% of his animations are unusable. There's no reason that standing, explosive, and moving behind the backs should all be tied to one SIG. I should be able to use what I want. DeMar DeRozan standing behind the back, Jimmy Butler explosive behind the back, Scottie Pippen moving behind the back. I should be able to use all 3 at the same time. There's no reason that I shouldn't be able to customize my SIG. And you should have the option where you don't have to customize it, you can just equip a player. It's no different than jump shots or dunk packages. We're making a custom jump shot. You could equip Kobe Bryant jump shot if you wanted to, but no, I'm gonna make a custom with Kobe Bryant, pick the releases I want, the speed, the blending. It's not that complicated. I'm gonna give another example. Jimmy Butler's step back. His standing, probably an 8 out of 10, it's great. His side/lateral one, it's amazing. I give it a 9 out of 10. It's great. But his moving step back, a literal 0 out of 10. So I don't use Jimmy's step back because of it. Like, why are we so limited here? If it were up to me, I'd be using Jimmy Butler standing behind the back, Devin Booker's side/lateral behind the back, and then like Chris Paul or Harden moving behind the back. Let me play the game how I want to play it. Like, damn. All right, let's talk about defense now. What the hell did they do to defense? For starters, there are absolutely no contests. It's impossible to contest a jump shot. You have to jump. I can't believe I'm playing a game of 2K where I encourage you to jump out of the play. You don't have a choice. You won't get a contest if you don't jump. By the way, before the game dropped, when Joe Nose did that interview with Mike Wang, just listen to what he said about the contest system.
One of the reasons why we felt we could go this way is because defense is stronger. So contests, they're powerful. If you can get a hand up, they're going to be able to ding these shooters hard enough where it's going to be such a hard window to hit that consistently, at least, that you're going to keep the percentages down. So
make it make sense. I think we can all agree this has been the worst contest system in 2K history. It's unbelievable. And I think that they know that. They did that patch in Season 1 to the 7-4s, so I think they know that you can't get a contest. Hopefully that's addressed. Interior defense is obviously a problem too. They tried to do the dynamic dunk meter this year. It was really flawed, especially when they did the patch in Season 2. Like, you'll have just these phantom contests where somebody's in your line when you go up to dunk and then you get a small meter and he's nowhere near you. That needs to be fixed as well. And then the game needs bump animations. I don't care what your on-ball menace is. I don't care what your strength is. There's certain moves like Shea Escape. You just can't bump it. The guy goes through your body every single time. That's all I'm going to talk about for defense now. Let's keep it moving. The next one is clothing, apparel, appearance, the aesthetics of the game. The clothing and apparel are brutal. If you go to the limited edition store, 90% of the clothing are oversized and baggy. Watch this. We'll count them. We'll count them right now. It just doesn't make sense. Nobody wears the oversized baggy stuff. The only people that are wearing it are over 40 years old or under 12 years old. And they're wearing it because they got it for free. Don't even get me started on those croc boot things. Like what are we doing? I mean, how many people have you seen hoop in ridiculously baggy clothing? I mean, Hot Sauce used to wear an oversized shirt and one, but that's it. I just don't understand why it's our only option. Like, I have VC right now. There is no clothes for me to buy. I mean, shouldn't 2K want us to spend our money? Then give us clothes that we actually want to wear. It doesn't need to be a designer brand, just make some clothing. On that same note, I wear a lot of beanies in the game. Why are the only beanie options WNBA teams? Yes, I know there's like 2 other options from Antisocial. I mean, they've been in the game the past 3 years. Like, they're not new. I just don't understand it. I can't spend money on apparel. I've been wearing the same 20 outfits for the past 4 years. All right, continuing with aesthetics. We need updated hairstyles. And I know it's probably funny hearing that from a player that looks like this, but the game's just stale because of it. I see people talking about this all the time on Twitter. We need hair for every race. White, black, Asian, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. We need hairstyles for everybody. I'm not really sure why a random guy in China can make a better modded version of 2K than a multi-billion-dollar company, but that's just me. Like I said, I think these are the biggest issues on 2K26, at least offensively. So that's it for now. Like I said, this video was a little more offensive heavy. I'm not a lock, I'm an ISO dribbler, kind of makes sense. Let me know what you guys think about any of the points I made. If you agree, disagree, have a solution, think it's not solvable, whatever. And let me know if you guys want the 2K27 wishlist video. I could legit make 100 of these videos. If you haven't yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be tapped in with this news cycle, all the 2K27 updates, reactions, and everything. Again, appreciate all you guys for watching. Cheers, fellas.